Right, let's get straight into it. What would these two devices give me? Well, we've got the Shanling EC Play CD player and the FIIO R2R DAC and headphone amplifier. And if we just take a look, at the moment we're feeding the R2R DAC and headphone amplifier with the digital output of the Shanling EC Play CD player. Now this will basically upgrade the sound that you're going to get, and the R2R DAC is going to give you a nice, warm, rich sound. Now the connection is simply by one SPDIF lead, and that's going into, as we can see on the back, we have a digital coaxial input. Now, I've done a diagram below, so let's take a look. So the FIIO K11 R2R DAC and headphone amp is literally receiving a coaxial digital output from the Shanling CD player. Now for simplicity, we're going to come out of the R2R DAC through an RCA output to your chosen amplifier and speakers. Now that section is analog, we're coming in digital, and we're upgrading that signal within the R2R DAC. And again, the reason for this is we're getting a higher level of resolution and a beautifully warm sound, slightly elevating the output of this on its own. Now the RCA leads that I would use, again, just a standard pair of RCA cables, which would go off to your amplifier, which connect to your speakers. And again, those are connecting to the back, very simply, of the FIIO through those RCA outputs. Now coming back to the Shanling, if we take this away, we can re-emphasize then we are coming out digitally, and we're coming out of the FIIO with an analog signal. So if we take a look at the back of the Shanling EC Play, we have the SPDIF output, which again is that digital connection. So in summary, we are connecting the two with one cable, and we're coming out with one other cable with two RCA outputs, the left and the right channel, but then that would go into the amp and speakers that you would choose. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Both of these devices have headphone outputs. So the Shanling EC Play CD player has headphone outputs, so you can listen directly to the DAC from inside. And again, as I've said in a previous video, this is an excellent sounding CD player and truly portable. Now the FIIO K11 R2R DAC is basically a headphone amplifier, and again we have headphone connections, so you can listen directly to the music output digitally from the Shanling to the K11 R2R DAC, and you can listen via headphones, or as we've explained previously, through the RCA leads to your amplifier and speakers. Now, it is not night and day. I'm not claiming that the sound that you're going to get from this blows this out of the water. No, that's not what we're into. They are different. And again, I personally prefer the detailed and warm sounding R2R DAC in this. But again, let's all be honest too, that this is great fun to play with. It's another aspect of the hobby that we can get into. And again, any DAC with that coaxial or the SPDIF, however they want to call it, input for the digital input and coming out of the actual connection from the CD player, this is a variable aspect, but this offers great value, pairs beautifully with these two as a setup that can then be the centerpiece of your media hub for CDs. So the journey so far has brought us to this exceptional diagram, and what we have here is the Shanling EC Play CD player. We have the FIIO R2R DAC and headphone amplifier. Again, I keep forgetting to say K11. It is the K11. And your amplifier and speakers, and those of your choice. Now, obviously, where do these three things interplay? Well, we have here that the fact that these two are excellent value. Again, we would term these mid-fi. The value to what you get in terms of the proposition they're offering is excellent. And we've got an SPDIF lead for that digital connection between these two. Now, connecting that FIIO K11 R2R DAC to your amplifier and speakers is a simple RCA to RCA lead, which is a very easy connection. And what are we looking for? Well, as always, great sound. Again, great sound is again a thing that we shouldn't lose focus of. But I really want to point to where all of these start to intersect. This whole thing is fun. It's tactile. You're actually getting involved in different parts of the hobby. This gear is offering you a lot of potential in terms of swapping out, especially with this area, and you can even change your source. Again, the fun, that tactile interaction, and it's intentional. You are deciding what to do. You are engaging with your music, and you are aiming for contentment. The satisfaction of putting together a series of devices that are aiming at getting you great access to your music collection. Okay, a little footnote here. Now, obviously, I'm coming out of the Shanling EC Play CD player, but you could also enter the R2R DAC, the K11 from FIIO, with an optical output of a music source of your choice. And also we have a USB-C input here, and that input could be coming something like a mobile phone output or a computer. So again, there are more choices. We've got 3 inputs, but they are all digital. But again, that would utilize the functionality of the FIIO, again, coming out after processing to your amplifier and speakers, or you could again utilize the headphone outputs on the front. So my summary has been inspired by 2 other YouTubers, Simple Lucas and Bob at United States of Analog. Now, their inspiration is linking to overarching themes that have come to basically show themselves as I was thinking about this video. So let me show you what they've inspired me to think about. Well, what would buying these 2 devices give me? Freedom, simplicity, and contentment. Now, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? The freedom is linked to basically, this is great value and it's good enough for what I want out of the hobby. I do not want to be seeking constantly perfect hi-fi gear, which, by the way, from my experience, doesn't exist. The sound on lots of things is different, but that value proposition of those prices against what you actually attain in any improvement in sound, again, there is a disconnect. So freedom from desire, when you meet 2 excellent products that are so much fun and easy to interact with, I get a great sense of satisfaction. With these 2 devices comes simplicity. There are specific options. They are clear and they are offering access to my music. And again, that word that keeps cropping up, fun and enjoyment. And overall, there's a contentment that comes along with this. I'll engage with my music through well-built mid-fi components, which again are great value. Now, the term mid-fi, Bob at United States of Analog has done a video on that. Again, there'll be links to both of the inspirations. Again, that's Simple Lucas and Bob at United States of Analog in the description. And that contentment that you reach is basically access to your music with the fun of interacting with great products, which were basically excellent value for money. So I hope you find that useful, and I'll see you in the next one.